My father-in-law used to say, your kids are like your hands. Every finger is different. That doesn't mean that one is better than the other. And I think you have to love not only your kids, everybody the way they are. When he started school, the kids start calling him grandfather because he's gray hair, and he didn't like that. He felt like he was different.
I never had a great relationship with my dad. I always felt that he treated me very different than he did my older brother and my younger brother and my sister. What was a joke at a young age, what ended up being true. I was a black sheep. I don't think he was proud to have a fat kid. It's horrible to say that, but I honestly feel that.
To me, they were all the same. 4 kids here. I see them, and when I leave, they were still asleep, and I go to work, and I come back at midnight and will sleep again.
I grew up, around my dad working at American Airlines. I loved it. I loved it so much. I was probably the one that wanted to always go with him, and probably was the one that got to go the least. I never remember my dad saying I love you, right, ever growing up. But yet one day I was going to work and I see my dad run outside and he goes, "Hey." I go, "Yeah." He goes, "I love you, right?" I go, "Oh, what?" "You have to go to the doctors today. They think you have a tumor. So they're doing a CAT scan. You got to be at Dr. Mitsu's at 4 o'clock." Like, what the hell? I mean, I go, I figured something was bad, right? You tell me you love me.
I wouldn't think about it. I was just thinking about feeding them. You don't think about it. I'm gonna go crazy. You're not gonna like me. They like me. They got the food in their mouth every day and everything else. They'll like you.
I feel that he doesn't treat George fair. And he's going to see this movie, and I don't want him to see this part.
I would assume that inside he did love me. He just didn't know how to show it, and I was full of a lot of letdowns. I let him down with the weight. I let him down in school. I just started feeling really sad. I started getting really depressed. I started finding ways to make myself feel better.
Twice I turned my back on you.
Started drinking and smoking pot, and I mean that became more important to me. It started so innocently, but I didn't know, I didn't know how it was going to end up 20, 30 years later, right? I mean, who could have known?
Tell me what led you on, I'd love to know.
But once I had kids, there was no going back anymore, for sure. They didn't want nothing to do with me or the kids, and not my mom, my dad. And I was done trying to be a son. I just gave up, I said, forget it, So I left, and then I didn't come back. That's when I got married and had kids, and then I was drinking a lot. I was trying to handle the baby, and I was trying to handle the drinking, and I was trying to handle the job, and I would find a hustle here, a hustle there, or I would steal, I would do some crazy stuff to survive. I always felt like I would get it under control, but I never got it under control. I was never able to drink and function again. I was living in the car sometimes with the kids. I didn't know what to do. It was a horrible feeling to have your kids in a car in the middle of a night, and still not thinking, maybe I should stop drinking. There's nothing worse than feeling alone in this world, and I felt that. I felt that darkness. It was just getting worse, and then I got arrested. I went to jail and I felt like a relief. It was a weird feeling. I said, "Oh my God, I'm in jail and I feel good." I felt happy because my mom had the kids, because some ladies called my mom, and for some reason she answered that day because she wasn't answering my calls no more. And I would love to say that's the last day I drank, but it wasn't that way. So she came and got me, and that's when she started to help me again. One morning I called my mom. I said, "Hey mom, I'm gonna go looking for a job today," which was a total lie. I knew my friend wanted to go drinking in the morning, right? I said, "Can you drop the kids off at school?" And my mom, being, mom, she wanted to make them breakfast, right? So she calls me. She goes, "I went through the whole house. I went through every single cabinet. I couldn't find anything to eat, but there's a big bottle of vodka in your freezer. And I said, I wasn't ashamed that she caught it. I felt embarrassed with myself, you know, that it was the truth of what she was saying. You know, there was no food, but there was alcohol. That day I picked up the kids drunk from school, got them all home, and I just fell asleep or passed out, whatever you want to call it, you know. And I remember waking up, and it was like around 5 or 6 o'clock, and it was hot, and you know, I couldn't breathe, you know, I was so already hungover. And I remember I look, the door's open, and the kids are running around and saying, "Oh my God, this is not good," right? And I felt bad. I felt horrible, and then I felt sick from being hungover. So I ran to the fridge to get that. I go, I'm at least gonna finish that vodka, right? And of course, my mom had thrown it out.
I will do it again. Dad, I will do it again.
And that was my first day of sobriety, and I haven't had a drink since. I think that's the part where my life finally turned around.
He wanted to be part of the family again. He wanted to be a good father.
Well, I think what fixed my relationship with my family is me stop drinking, you know, me starting to take responsibility for my actions.
I think that make him come back. I mean, it was a big moment on his life when he noticed that he wasn't alone, even without even recognizing at the time.
Life is different today, you know. The thing that I'm most grateful for in this world is that, you know, my dad allows me to come see him, and I'm able to come to his house and sit there, and I'm welcome there again, and he trusts me to be in his house.
I wish that I was closer. Well, closer. Close enough. I did my part. That's it. Now it's up to them. Anything else?
Let's spend our last quarter